Ever wondered what documents you need to make an offer of lease? Well, buckle up because we're about to dive headfirst into this topic. Making an offer of lease is a significant step, and it's crucial to have the correct documents at your disposal. You'd need a driver's license or passport for identification. If you're an international tenant, your visa, student, or work permits are essential. Additionally, your email address, current residential address, and mobile phone number are also needed. It might seem like a lot, but each piece of information plays a pivotal role in the leasing process. Having these documents ready expedites the process, making it more efficient. It's like having all your ingredients ready before cooking a meal. It just makes everything run a whole lot smoother. So remember, preparation is key. Having these documents ready to go will make your leasing process smoother and quicker. But is it safe to provide these personal documents to an agent? This is a question often asked, and rightfully so. Your personal information is precious and should be handled with the utmost care. In the world of real estate, licensed agents are bound by a strict set of laws and regulations. These rules enforce the protection of client privacy and confidentiality. This means that when you hand over your documents to a legitimate real estate agent, they are legally obligated to protect your information and use it solely for the purpose of facilitating your lease transaction. Now you might think, well, that's all well and good, but how do I know if I'm dealing with a legitimate agent? That's a great question and one that we're going to dive into. First and foremost, always ask for the agent's license. Licensed agents are required to provide their license number upon request. You can then verify this license number with the local real estate governing body in your area. This step ensures that you're dealing with a professional who is regulated by a higher authority. Secondly, be aware of how the agent communicates with you. Professional licensed agents will use official email addresses and will not request sensitive information via text message or social media. Be cautious of agents who only communicate through these informal channels. Thirdly, it's perfectly okay to ask questions. If something doesn't feel right, don't be afraid to speak up. Ask the agent about their privacy policies. A reputable agent will have no problem explaining how they protect client information. Lastly, remember that you're in control. You can choose who you share your information with. If at any point you feel uncomfortable, it's okay to step back and reassess. Take your time to make sure you're dealing with a trustworthy professional. So to wrap up, yes, it's safe to provide your personal documents to a legitimate, licensed real estate agent. They are bound by laws and regulations that protect your privacy and confidentiality. But it's crucial to do your homework and verify the agent's legitimacy. Remember, always verify the legitimacy of the real estate agent before sharing your personal documents. Now, what kind of protection do tenants have when renting a property? This is a vital question, and the answer could mean the difference between a smooth rental experience and a potential nightmare. First and foremost, tenants have a legal right to privacy. This means your landlord or property manager can't just barge into your rented space without proper notice. Except in emergencies, they are generally required to give at least 24 hours notice before entering your property. Next, the landlord or property manager has a responsibility to maintain the property in a habitable condition. This means they must ensure the property is safe and free from health hazards. They are obligated to make necessary repairs and maintain common areas, provide proper trash receptacles, ensure proper water supply, and adhere to building and housing code standards. Now let's talk about security deposits. Landlords often collect these as a form of protection against potential damage to the property. However, they are bound by law to return it to you at the end of your lease, provided you've met the conditions of your agreement. If for any reason they fail to do so, you have the right to dispute it. Speaking of disputes, what happens if you find yourself in a disagreement with your landlord? Fortunately, many cities and states have tenant-landlord dispute resolution services. These neutral parties can mediate between you and your landlord to reach a fair resolution. And lastly, tenants are protected against discrimination. Under the Fair Housing Act, landlords cannot discriminate against tenants based on race, color, national origin, religion, sex, familial status, or disability. So, as you can see, tenants have a host of protections in place to ensure a fair and equitable leasing process. These protections not only maintain your rights and dignity, but also set a standard for landlords and property managers to uphold. Knowing your rights as a tenant can help ensure a positive leasing experience. So don't be afraid to exercise these rights, because after all, a well-informed tenant is a confident tenant. Let's recap what we've covered today. When making an offer of lease, it's crucial to have the correct documents, like your driver's license, passport, visa, and any relevant permits. Your email, current address, and mobile number are also needed. Remember, your personal information is safe with a reputable real estate agent. And don't forget, knowing your tenant rights is key to a smooth leasing process. With the right preparation and knowledge, making an offer of lease can be a straightforward process. Until next time.